Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to the lecture of Operation Research. In today's lecture, we are going to solve some examples which depends on two-phase method. That of in the last lecture, we have solved one example by using Big M method, and also we have seen the algorithm of the Big M algorithm of two-phase method. Let me just recall what the algorithm we have developed is. In two-phase method, actually the problem is being solved in two different phases or in two different parts. In first part, we are going to construct the auxiliary LPP by assigning zero cost to the original variable and the cost -1 to the artificial variable, and we are constructing an auxiliary LPP which will maximize the artificial variable with negative symbols, that is which maximizes say -a1 -a2 up to -a if those are the artificial variables. Actually maximizing this -a1 -a2 -n is equivalent to minimize the sum of artificial variable. Once we minimize the sum of artificial variable and once we get the optimum basic feasible solution for this auxiliary LPP, we are going to treat this optimal basic feasible solution of phase 1 to it is as an initial basic feasible solution to phase 2. That is, in the phase 2, we are going to assign actual cost to the original variables and the zero cost to all the remaining variables, that is to all the slack, surplus and artificial variables. Right. Now, after solving this in two-phase method, in phase 2 of two-phase method, we will arrive with one of the three possibilities. The first possibility is maximize Z star less than 0. Artificial variable involves at non-zero level. In this case, the problem do not possess any solution. Second possibility, maximize Z star is equals to 0. Artificial variable appears, but this is at zero level. Then also we can proceed to the next step. And in the last case, maximize Z star 0, no artificial variable appears. Then also we can proceed to phase 2. When we proceed to phase 2, we will assign actual cost, we will write the original objective function of the given LPP, and we will just solve it by usual simplex method unless we get all the net evaluations are non-negative. Let us start with the problem. The first problem we will write today. First problem we will write is solve minimize z is equal to x1 plus x2 subject to the constraint 2x1 plus x2 is a greater equal by 4, x1 plus 7x2 greater equal by 7, and x1 x2 greater equal by 0. x1 x2 greater equal by 0. Whether this given LPP is in the standard form?
No, ma'am.
No, it is not. Objective function should be of maxima type. Therefore, the first job we will do converting this minimization objective function to maximization. Here we will write convert the objective function to maximization. How we are converting? Instead of z, we were considering -z, and finally we will just write the negative wave for its value. Therefore, may I write this as maximum minus z, and which is equal to -x1 minus x2, or I can write maximum z star or z dash, any symbol you can use, okay, which is -x1 minus x2, where let me write z star, not this one, where z star is equal to minus z. Okay, now first point we have made clear. Objective function we have converted from minima to maxima. Now we have to convert the inequality constraint to equations. Which variables are necessary?
Surplus and artificial.
Yes, surplus and artificial. For converting this inequality constraint into equations, and while converting into equations, we will take care of constructing the initial basic feasible solution. That is, basic variables should be there. Therefore, here I'll write 2x1 plus x2 minus x3 is equal to 4. And here one can write x1 plus 7x2 minus x4. Right? Now, these are the two surplus variables we have written. Now, it's a, we by using this one can check that it will not give us the basic variable or it will not create a initial basic feasible solution. Therefore, we need two more artificial variables. In some books, the notation was used as A1. Therefore, let us take one example with a different notation. For A1, A2, we will add where A1 is A1, A2 are the artificial variables. Right? Now, what we will do, we will start with phase 1, and in phase 1, we will construct the auxiliary LPP. Okay. In phase 1, what this method says, the objective function is written as. Now what we are going to write the objective function in this case? We are going to write objective function z star is equal to, what we will do, we will assign 0 cost to all the original added slack and surplus variable and minus 1 cost to the artificial variable. Now here we have two artificial variable. Therefore, we will construct an objective function z star of the type minus a1 minus a2, and no doubt this is a maxima type. Right? Now with this objective function minus a1 minus a2, we will try to solve it by simplex method. If I want to solve it by simplex method, now what are my basic variables? We have to write the table, no? We will just write the table. What is my table? Basic variable CB, XB. How many variables we have used? X1, X2 original, X3, X4 surplus, A1, A2 artificial. Generally, we will write the artificial variable at the last columns of the simplex method, and here it is minimum ratio. Okay, what are the cost we were assigning? 0 cost to original and surplus variable minus 1 cost to the artificial variable. Which are the artificial variable by looking at the system? A1, A2 are the artificial, A1, A2 are the artificial variable which works as the basic variables as well. Correct, no? Let me write A1, A2 here. Cost of these basic variables is minus 1, that of xb values are nothing but right hand side constant, which is nothing but 4, 1. What is the column for x1? This is 2, 1. Column for x2 is 1, 7. For x3 this is minus 1, 0. For x4 this is 0, minus 1. And for a1, 1, 0 and 0. Okay. Let us check the value of objective function at this table. Value of objective function z star at this stage will be CBXB minus 1 into 4 added with minus 1 into 7. Minus 4 minus 7, this is minus 11. Okay. Now let me find out the net evaluation values. These are the CJ entries. What net evaluation values tells us? CBX1 minus C1. What is CBX1? Minus 1 into 2 added with minus 1 into 1. That is minus 2 minus 1 subtracted with 0. Therefore, is it minus 3? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, CBX2 minus C2, minus 1 minus 1 minus 1, minus 1, 7 minus 7, total it is minus 8. For the remaining, shall I write directly minus 1 plus 1? This entry 0, here also it is 0. And what about for A1, A2? Net evaluations for A1, A2?
0.
0, 0, right. Because these are my basic variables. Now what the criteria says? Select the most negative delta G, that is minimum value. For minimum is minus 8. For this variable or this vector is going to enter the basis. Let us check which will leave the basis, finding the minimum ratio by xbi upon xi2. Yes, that is xb column divided by x2 column. And if I look to the x2 column, both the entries are positive. Therefore, both the ratios we can find out. First entry is 4 by 1. Is it 4? Next, 7 by 7. This is 1. Okay. Which variable is going to leave the basis?
A2.
A2 is going to leave the basis. Therefore, this 7 is the pivot. This 7 is the pivot. And as I told you in the last lecture that whenever an artificial variable is going to leave the basis, we can drop its entry. Okay. Either you can drop it by writing the cross marks or you just completely drop it. Now let us write the row operations to convert the pivot to 1 remaining to 0. What are the row operations needed? First is R2 by 7. Correct, no? And
Yes,
then
ma'am.
R1 minus R2 by 7. Fine. Therefore, here basic variables are A1 as it is. Instead of A2, we are getting this as X2. Let us write the corresponding cost. This is minus 1 and 0. Now let me just do the row operation R2 by 7 first. Therefore, here it is 1, 1 by 7, 1, 0, minus 1 by 7, 0. Sorry, here this entry I am not going to write. Therefore, here I will write directly minimum ratio. I am not going to write that A2 entry because A2 is an artificial variable going to leave the basis. Once an artificial leaves the basis, at any cost we don't want to make it as an incoming vector. Okay, we should not take it as an incoming vector. We will drop in A2. Therefore, here we will stop only. Now let us do the second row operation R1 minus R2 by 7. 4 minus R2 by 7. 4 minus 1. Is it 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what is the entry here? 2 minus 1 by 7. 14 minus
13 by
1.
7.
14 by 7. Good. Here it is no doubt 0. For x3, it's minus 1. No change. But for x4, plus 1 by 7, I think. 0 minus of 0 minus 1. 0 minus 1 by 7. Right? And here what for A1? As it is. First, we will check whether the value of z is improved or not. What is the value of z star? Minus CBXB, minus 1 into 3. This entry is 0.
Minus 3.
Therefore, the value is minus. Is it improved or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Minus. This is negative. That's why it is improved. Let us calculate the net evaluations now. We will write net evaluations for A1 and X2 0. Because these are my basic variable, we will calculate for the remaining. Yes, for first net evaluation, CBX1 minus C1. CBX1 is it minus 13 by 7?
Yes, ma'am.
Here it is minus 1 plus 1 into 0, 0. Sorry. Plus 1 it is now. Minus 1 plus 1. Next, minus 1 into 1 by 7. Minus 1 by 7. For A2, we are not going to calculate. Right? Now we have two negative entries again, minus 13 by 7, minus 1 by 7, which will going to enter the basis.
Minus 13 by 7.
Minus 13 by 7, x1 variable is going to enter the basis. Therefore, what are the new variables? X1 and x2. Let me write it to the next page. We have tried the table again. Basic variables CB, XB, X1, X2, X3, X4. Yes. Now let us calculate which variable is going to leave the basis. xbi upon xi1. And if we look at this x1 column, both the entries are positive, therefore both the ratios can be calculated. xb upon this column, 3 upon 13 by 7. Is it 21 upon 13?
Yes, ma'am.
21 upon 13. And how much is this value? 7. Is it 7?
Yes, ma'am.
Surely this one will be less minimum. So this is going to leave the basis. Therefore, pivot is 13 by 7. Pivot entry is 13 by 7. Now, therefore, the row operations to be used are, yes, R1 into
7 by 13.
13, and for second one R2 minus. For this entry we have to divide by 13, so that this will be 1 by 7 and we will subtract. So we will just divide by 13 to row 1, correct, and then it becomes 1 by 7 and we will subtract 1 by 7 from this 1 by 7, it will be 0. Now it is difficult for me to do the calculations because both the tables are not on the same page. I'll try. Instead of A1 now we have X1, no? We have X1, X2 as the basic variable. No doubt the costs are 0, 0, right? Now you have to tell me the entries. If you are doing with me on your notebook, just please tell me the entries because it is difficult for me to do the row operations. Let us check here and we will write rough. What for XB column? XB column, let us do the operation R1 into 7 by 13.
21 upon 30.
We are going to multiply by 7 by 13 to first row XB. Do I write it here? Yeah, I can write it. 7 by 13. 7 by 13 into 3, is it 21 by 13?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Next, here this entry x1, x2, x3, x4. We will not find out for a1, right? Because a1 is now going to leave the basis. Therefore, entries for x1, x2 I will write 1, 0, 0, 1. We have to calculate only for x3, x4. Means these two entries, correct? No? Now minus 1 multiplied by 7 by 13, this is minus 7 by 13, correct? No? And if I multiply 1 by 7 by 13, is it?
Minus 1 by 13.
Minus 1 by, minus, no, it is plus, no? Plus, no, it is?
Yes, ma'am.
Plus 1 by 13.
Plus 1 by 13. Here it is minus 7 by 13. Here it is plus 1 by 13. Now this entry R2 minus 1 by 13 R1. 1 minus 1 by 13 into 3, na? What is it? 13 minus 3, 10 by 13? This is 10 by 13. Next, minus 7 by 9. What about this entry? 0 entry. Minus 1 by 13 into minus. Is it plus 1 by 13?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we have to calculate for this. Minus 1 by 7 minus 1 by 13 into plus 1 by 7. How much is the value? 13. Addition we have to do with a negative sign. How much is the value? Minus 13 minus 1 minus 14 upon 13 into 7, na? Correct, na? Well, if I divide by 7, this is 7 2s are 40. Is it minus 2 by 13?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now we will just write the entries in the original table. XB column we have obtained is 21 by 13. This is 10 by 13. 1001. X3 minus 7 by 13. 1 by 13. Next 1 by 13 minus 2 by 13. Now we will calculate the net evaluations. What are the CJ entries? No doubt 0, 0, 0, 0. We are in phase 1, no? That's why the entries are 0, 0. Right. Now we will calculate Z value. Z CBXB now it is 0, no? Sorry, Z star it is. Z star is 0. Net evaluations for these two variables 0, 0. Again, as CB is 0, all the net evaluations will get 0, 0. Correct? So here we will write all delta J's are non-negative. 0 also one can write. So we stop the process. We stop the process. Okay. Now check which case we have obtained. Maximize Z star 0. No artificial variable is present in the basis. Therefore, as this is one of the case defined in two-phase method, now we are ready to go to phase 2. Therefore, here we will just write proceed to. Okay, that also I should mention the wordings. Here Z star is equal to 0 and no artificial variable is present in the basis. No artificial variable is present in the basis. Proceed to phase 2. Okay, understood phase 2? Proceed to phase 2. In phase 1, what we have done? Assigning 0 cost to the original variable, minus 1 cost to the artificial variable. We have solved it. It is an auxiliary LPP, and we have reached an optimum basic feasible solution. Correct now? Now in phase 2, what we are doing? We are starting with the same table. That is last table of phase 1. Only the change we will do. We will take the original objective function. What is my original objective function? Maximize Z star is minus x1 minus x2. Okay. Here only one statement I will write. Use OBFS of phase 1 as IBFS in phase 2. What is the meaning of this? Whatever is the optimum basic feasible solution we have obtained in phase 2, that is this table, we have to start this as an initial basic feasible solution to the phase 2. In same table we have to write, only we are going to change these CJ entries. Correct? Let me write the table. A new table I am writing, basic variables CB, XB, X1, X2, X3 and X4. What are the basic variables? X1, X2. What is Z now? CJ values now. Minus 1, 0, 0. Only CJ entries of the last table we will change. Otherwise, we will take all the remaining as it is. Therefore, this is minus 1, minus 1. What are the values we have obtained? If I am not wrong, this is 21 by 13 and 10 by 13, 1001. Let us check. Yes. And this is minus 7 by 13, 1 by 13. Minus 7 by 13, 1 by 13. I think x4 is 1 by 13 and minus 2 by 13.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we calculate Z and CJ values again. What is Z at this stage? CB, XB. minus 1, 21 by 13 added with minus 1 into 10 by 13. Therefore, is it minus 31 upon 13? Net evaluations are 0, 0
Yes,
for
ma'am.
the first two. Yes. Net evaluations are 0, 0. If you want to check, let us check CBX1 minus C1. Minus 1 into plus 1, it is minus 1, minus 1, 0, 0. Minus of minus 1, it will be plus 1. Minus 1 plus 1, 0. Same for x2. Let me calculate for x3 and x4. What for x3 and x4? Minus 1 into 7 by 13 plus 7 by 13 minus 1 by 13. Therefore, this is 6 by 13. Then for x4, this is minus 1 by 13, minus 1 minus 2 plus 2 by 13. Therefore, this is 1 by 13. Therefore, all net evaluations are non-negative. All delta J's are 0. Stop the process. And whatever is the solution will be our final optimum basics feasible solution. What is the solution then? What is the optimal solution? X1 takes the value 21 by 13. X2 take the values minus 10 by 13. This Z star takes minus 31 by 13, but Z star is minus Z. So we have to give a negative sign to this. Therefore, the optimal solution exists and is given by. Optimum solution exists and is given by. How it is given then? X1 21 by 13, x2 10 by 13, maximize Z star is minus 31 by 13. But original objective function is not in Z star, this is in Z form, na? Which implies we will just convert it to Z. X1 21 by 13, x2 10 by 13, and minimum Z. Yes. How we are writing minima value? Negative, no? Z star is minus Z. This is plus 31 by 30. Okay? Is the problem understood to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Or if you have a doubt, you can ask me. One thing is very sure. In phase 1, we have to take an auxiliary LPP in which one should take 0 value to all the remaining variables and minus value to artificial variables, solve it by usual simplex method. And the last table, when our net evaluations are non-negative, one of the 3 cases arise. First case, no artificial variable. Second case, artificial variable with positive value. Artificial variable with 0 value. Artificial variable exists with positive value does not give us any solution. In other 2 cases, we have to proceed to phase 2. In phase 2, we will assign actual cost to original variables and we will solve it again. But in considering phase 2, we are considering last table of phase 1 as it is. Only Cj entries, only objective function we will change. Is that okay to everyone? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
If you give me more 10 minutes, I'll just take one more example. Okay, na? 10 more minutes. Will you take it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Here I'll write minimize Z is equal to x1 minus 2x2 minus 3x3 subject to the constraints minus 2x1 plus x2 plus 3x3 is equal to 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 4x3 is equal to 1, x1, x2, x3 non-negative. First we will change the objective function, okay? Therefore convert objective function to maximum. How I am going to do this? Maximize Z star is equal to negative sign we will apply minus x1 plus 2x2 sorry, here it is 3x3 plus 3x3, where z star is minus z. Okay, coming to the converting the inequality constraint to equations, but already we have equations. Therefore, we will construct a basic variables. Here, no basic variable is being constructed. Therefore, here what we have to do, we have to add the artificial variables, say a1, a2. Adding a1, a2 as artificial variables. Correct? The statement will be minus 2x1 plus x2 plus 3x3 plus a1 equal to 2 plus 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 4x3 plus a2 is equal to 1 is my second step. Now I will go directly to phase 1. What is phase 1? Objective function. Z star is minus a1 minus a2. Correct now? Let us write basic variables CB, XB, X1, X2, X3 original, A1, A2 artificial. Basic, which are the basic variables? A1, A2, no? First is minus 1, because if I look at this, Z star, this is 0, 0, 0, this is minus 1, minus 1. I hope I am audible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
What is my XB? 2, 1?
Yes, ma'am.
X1 minus 2 plus 2. This is 1, 3, 3, 4, 1, 0, 0, 1. Good. Now we will write Z star. What is Z star? CBXB minus 1, minus 2, minus 2, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. This is minus 3. Right. For A1, A2, net evaluations are 0. Let us calculate for X1, X2, X3. For X1, minus 1, minus 2, plus 2, minus 2, 0. Minus 1, minus 3, minus 4, minus 3, minus 4, minus 7. Which variable enters?
X3.
Minus 7. X3.
X3, right. Now let me calculate minimum ratio. What's the formula? XBI upon XI3. XB column upon this column. Na? Both the entries in this X3 column are positive. Therefore, let us calculate both the ratios. First ratio is 2/3. Second is 1/4. Which one is minimum?
1/4.
1/4. Therefore, this is my put. What are the row operations to be used?
R2/4. R1 minus R2/4.
R1 minus R2. No, converting this 3 to 0. R1 minus 3 R2/4.
3 R2/4.
3 R2/4. Let us do it quickly so that we can complete the lecture. Because at 1:30 we have your next lecture. I know. Because A1 and X3, no? Cost is minus 1, 0. Let us write for basic variable column entries 1, 0 as it is. For X3 this is 0, 1. Let us write for the remaining. R2/4 we will do first. This is 1/4. This is 2/4, that is 1/2. Here it is 3/4. A2 is there, no? Artificial, which is leaving the basis. Therefore, let me drop the entry and I will write minimum ratio. Or you can make the cross symbols like this. Okay. Next, R1 minus 3, R2/4. Tell me quickly. R1, 2 minus 3/4. 2 minus 3/4, 7 minus 2, 5/4. What for this? Minus 2 into minus 2 minus 3/4 into 2. Minus 2 minus 3/4 into 2. This 3/2. 4 minus 4 minus 3 minus 7. Minus 7/2. Students,
Yes, ma'am.
correct now? 1 minus
Yes, ma'am.
3 by 4 into 3 means 9 by 4. 1 minus 9 by 4 minus 5 by 4. Correct? Yes, sir. No. Let us check Z star whether it is improved or not. Z star now takes value minus 5 by 4 and the value is increased. Net evaluation is corresponding to this basic variable 0, 0. Only for the first two we have to calculate. CB into x1 minus 1 minus 7 by 2 plus 7 by 2 minus 1 minus. Both the entries we got positive, correct? Both the entries we got positive, but still one artificial variable is there. And what is its value? What is its
Minus
value?
1. Minus 1.
No, value is not minus 1. Value is in
Sorry,
the
5 by 4. Sorry.
5 by 4. CB is cost actually, coefficient in the objective function. Therefore, here Z star is negative. One artificial variable appears at a positive value. Therefore, this LPP do not possess any solution. Optimum basic feasible solution obtained, but maximize Z star is negative and an artificial variable A1 appears in the basis at positive value. What is its value? A1 is 5 by 4. A1 is 5 by 4. Hence, original LPP, hence original problem does not possess a feasible solution. Okay, now here no need to enter phase 2. No need to enter phase 2. Okay, understood the method?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, for the two examples we have covered, second example is shown that where no need to enter in phase 2. Whenever a LPP is given in which the constant inequalities of the type greater equal or equal to, and if it is not given by which method you should solve, then you have a freedom to choose any one of the method, either two-phase method or big M method. But I suggest to you to use the big M method, because in two-phase method one or two table gets increased and it may create a confusion also. Therefore, I suggest to use a big M method if the problem occurs. Okay, let us stop for today. If you have any difficulties, you can ask. If not, let us stop. Thank you for being with me in today's lecture.